Well, good evening, y'all. It is Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll move all that stuff where I should have put it to start with. This is Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and I appreciate you joining me tonight on your 3-day weekend. And I hope you're having an awesome, good time, hopefully with some family and friends. And taking a moment to remember the men and women still fighting to give us the freedom to have this day. So, I have a fun card to make for you tonight. I showed you part of it this morning in my post, and it once again uses the gorgeous Eastern Beauty bundle, the Eastern Beauty stamp set, and the Medallions Eastern Medallion thinlets. So, that's what we're going to do. Let me do a quick refresh on my computer to be sure I'm transmitting here. It looks like we're up, so that is a good thing. So this is the front. You can see it's got multiple layers, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's ridiculously easy with this medallion set. And this is the inside that you did not get to see this morning. And then, of course, here's the front of the envelope and the envelope flap. And this uses the beautiful Fresh Florals DSP stack, which is the in-color stack. This year, and just as a sneak peek, so you'll be looking for it tomorrow, my goal is to I'm going to offer a quick little in-color bundle special. It'll only run Monday through Wednesday of this week, and it'll be a chance to speedy quick get the in-colors as soon as I can get them ordered on Thursday the 1st of June. So be watching for that and hop on quick. I think it's a good deal, and it'll let you start playing with these colors really fast. Hi Kathy, glad you made it on, and Karen and Paula, thank you so much y'all for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate it a lot. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Now you guys might remember back when we first introduced the Eastern Medallion, the Premier and the Starter bundles, which, oh by the way, are still, or the Premium and Starter bundles, which are still available right up until close of business on Monday. Definitely a great deal because you get some paper, you get some ink, you get some stamps, and you get the medallions. And just so you know, those bundles go away at the end of the day on Wednesday. All right, you'll still be able to, in the new catalog, you've seen it, I know, because hey Robbie, because I know you've gotten your catalogs, but you'll still be able to get the Eastern Beauty stamp set and the medallion thinlets bundled together to save 10%, but you won't get all of those other cool pieces and parts that go with it, like the DSP and the cardstocks and the inks and those kinds of things. So if you haven't jumped on it, I highly recommend that you do that this week and get that into your toolbox already. Okay, so we're going to use those, but back when when I first introduced those two bundles, I did a video where I put a bunch of combinations of all of the thinlets together, and I just cut them out on this Calypso coral paper so that you could see all the different shapes and kind of designs that you could make just with this one little 14-piece set. So I have kept this around. Hey Sue, how are you? Thank you for joining me. I've kept these around, and I can tell you, if you've got this set, this is a handy thing, this little swatch booklet, if you will, of thinlets die cuts is a handy thing to have around, because when you're looking for ideas to use on the front of your card, you can kind of go through and see what all is around. Alright, so that is basically what I did to start this card. Really, all I did was cut out this shape with the largest of the smooth-sided circles layering framelits, and that created this. Now, I am not going to, let's set this aside for just a second. I have done some pre-cutting because last week's debacle with my Big Shot kind of threw me for a loop. I'm not gonna lie, not even gonna lie. Hey Brenda, hey Jean and Sharon, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. All right. Anyway, it kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop last week, so I am not going to do any more Big Shot on camera, at least not yet, until I have recovered my poise, my dignity, and, okay, gotten over my embarrassment. But I did buy the Big Shot die brush. And yes, in fact, it does work swimmingly. So, you know, if I was doing on camera Big Shot cutting, I would use this and I would be awesome. But we're not going to do that. So basically what I have done, let's look kind of through what the card. Hey, Julie. No, I'm not. Hey, Karen. I am not ignoring you, Julie. I just only, you know what I need? I need a third eye. If I had a third eye that could simply be trained on my computer off here to the left and have two eyes for making the card, then I'd be awesome. You know, I'm already pretty awesome, let's face it. But I would be awesomer if I had that. So let's look at what we cut out. The first thing I did was, as I said, using a piece of Melon Mambo cardstock, I cut this die, and all that is this basic large die from the set, like so. And when it cut on the Melon Mambo, it created this image, and then I cut it out to create this using that large circle die in Circles Layering Framelits. Easy peasy. Okay, so that is one layer. The next layer is a golden sunflower. And all this is just this die on a piece of gold foil cut out. Finn would be willing to help, but he doesn't actually speak, you know, Stampin' Up. I haven't really trained him for that yet. Although next week, yes, it's true, Finn is going to be testing for his Canine Good Citizen test. So we'll be studying all week for that. So anywhooch, I have this, and all you have to do with this is take your nice sharp paper scissors, paper snips, and stick them in and just do a quick cut where the foil meets the die, and we just do that all the way around, and then all of a sudden, bada boom, you've got this pretty gold image, like so. Hey, Sherry from Cincinnati, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Y'all, if you have questions or things you would like me to discuss, let me know. You just may have to kind of, you know, keep prodding at me so that when I look over there at those comments, then I see what's what. Okay. All right. So I've just snipped around there. Oh, one more snip. Una más. One more snip. There we go. All right. So that is that. That was the next layer. You can see how it's starting to build here. Then I have a circle, a stitched shapes framelit circle, and this is the second to smallest or third largest, however you'd like to look at it. It's about 1 7/8 inches across, and that is the next layer, like so. And then I cut two of these little flower doodahs. One of them I cut from this design of the Fresh Florals paper. This is in the powder pink. Isn't that so pretty? And you can see how that works. Sorry if I keep hesitating. I'm trying to be sure I'm in the camera. I'm going to pull that back here like that. And then you can run them through just like that, set them up and get everything lined up and run them through just like so, and out pops one shape like this. So I did that twice, once with the Fresh Florals DSP in powder pink and one with gold foil. Starting to see it? Yeah, it's a lot easier than you might have thought, I'm pretty sure. Hey Paula, do I live anywhere near Woodstock? Near is kind of a relative term. Yes, I'm in Georgia, but I'm about 15 minutes south of the airport on off of I-85. So if you were going towards Noonan from Woodstock, go 285 down 85, and then you exit like you were going to go to Peachtree City off of 85. So yeah, I'm in the vicinity. Hi Linda, how are you? Thank you for joining. Okay, so those are the die cuts that we're using for our card, and you can see it kind of all gathering up right there. And then we have a piece of basic black cardstock. It is 4 1/4 by 11, and I have scored it in the middle at 5.5 inches. And then I kind of changed up my card cuts on this one because I wanted more. You can see I have a much larger frame around my card front, and I kind of I thought it was cool to have a little extra black in there. I love the Melon Mambo black and white. That's a great combo, and then when you add the pops of gold, it's kind of perfect, I think. Okay, so there's that. I shouldn't put that away. All right, so 2 pieces of Melon Mambo cardstock at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. 2 pieces of Whisper White, and you can see this is an old piece that I'm going to repurpose, and it will be all covered up by the inner stuff, so you won't even see those little mistakes. But these 2 pieces are 3 5/8 inches by 4 7/8 inches, and then we have an envelope for a little later. So let us start building our card, please. First off, we will snail a piece of the, put my little die away, fast fused little piece of the Whisper White to its Melon Mambo card base. Finn was a star today at obedience class. He apparently in the obedience ring these days, in the show ring, if anybody cares about that. Hey Paula. Oh yeah, you got family down here. Definitely, if you come down, my feelings will be hurt if you don't come see me. Or if we can at least get together and have some lunch or something, that would be great. All right, so there's that. And then we just start with one of the fun little new embellishments from the Eastern Palace suite. And oh, by the way, you can get these in the bundles that are available. So I used this large foil sticker right here. And they're very thick and very nice to work with, but you know, you do kind of have to be a little careful pulling them off there. If you get old gargantua hands, like I sometimes do, and that's got a circle in the center that we don't need. So I'll put that, where should I put that? I'll put that right there. All right. And they are sticky little boogers, so they're gonna stick. Okay, hang on people, my head, my giant noggin. Hi Susan, Statina, how are you? My giant noggin's going to get in the way for just a second here because I want this where I want it. Okay. Boom. There it goes. It's a little off center, but I think that's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Yeah. We're going to make it okay. We're going to make it anally okay. I'm a little anal retentive about that, so I'm going to cut that off right there. There. All right, and then we just start building our layers. Easy peasy. Hey Karen, thank you so much. I'm glad to know I am progressing in my time doing these videos. I really like doing them. I wasn't really sure I would, but I guess I have enough teacher in me that I kind of like it. And I wish people were close enough that I could stamp with them, and this is about as close as I can get, right? All right, so I'm just using some liquid glue around the edges. Just go easy because it's pretty potent stuff, and also it will go everywhere, and then you won't be so happy. All right, I'm gonna get that around there like that. Oh, Susan, you finally figured out how to get on. I'm so glad. It's fun to have folks on when I'm doing this live, like. So anyway, the teacher always uses Finn as the demonstrator dog. And yes, the demonstrating of a good thing to do, not the bad things like some people have to do. All right, just get that kind of centered up there. All right, like so. And so today she had us demonstrate, apparently there's a new breed thing called a beginner novice or something like that. I didn't even know such a thing existed, but yeah, there's a beginner novice class. Okay, the next layer is my foil star, my gold foil flower star, however it looks to you. And so she had us do it, and one of those things was a distance stay off leash. So that was the first time we had done off leash there. It's in the Tractor Supply, and so it's, you know, it's busy and there's other dogs, but he did so good. I was so proud of him. He sat and he watched me all the way around without wiggling his little wiggle butt at all. So we're gonna do our Canine Good Citizen next week, and that will be a good thing. Now you saw I put some glue here, and that's because I forgot that I didn't want to put glue on those tips. Probably because I was yakking instead of thinking. So apparently Mary cannot talk, breathe, and build a card all at the same time without screwing up. Yes, good job, Fit. And oh, by the way, either today or 2 days ago was his first birthday. But whichever one day it was, and I can't remember, I'm pretty sure it was today. He is 1 year old now, so he is a grown-up dog. He is completely off puppy food. He's a man. He is a man. And boy, guys, is he a man. Good Lord, sometimes his Y chromosome just shines and shines. Okay. The next layer was my stitched shape framelit circle. And then I'm going to make a little flower here with my foil flower. Remember, these were the 2 dies that I used to cut these flowers out. And the thing that's so cool about how they stack together like this, or nest together, I guess, is that you can just run them through at the same time on your Big Shot. Just take a little beat as you're putting them down and get everything lined up like it's supposed to be, and run it through, and bada bing. So I've got a gold one. Yes, he did make me proud. He always makes me proud, but today was kind of cool because we did different. I'm the only one that she's let do anything off leash, so that was kind of fun. So then we're going to use my Fresh Florals flower. You can see I'm kind of picking up those little thingy-hoosits. That's a technical term, thingy-hoosits is. And I'm going to use a little liquid glue here in the center. And give them a little push down like that. And just make sure they're kind of even all the way around. And yes, I know that that's really not a flower, but it kind of looks like a flower to me. So that's what I'm calling it. And then put a little more liquid glue in the center of your bottom stack, and onto the stitch shape framelit it goes. Bada boom, just like that. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to add one of these gold faceted gems, which on first blush are kind of gaudy looking, but the truth of the matter is, used with a sparing hand, which means, you know, don't go crazy, they are a nice little touch, I think. So I just put that in the center of my flower, and boom, bada boom, bada bing. All right, now let's put a sentiment. And I like the Note for You because it's kind of generic. You can see I like it because it's all pinkified. And as you know, photopolymer stamps do this. They kind of stain a little bit, especially if you're not super, super conscientious about getting them cleaned right away, which I might not be. And then I'm going to ink it up with some Melon Mambo. And I'm going to go kind of easy because I don't want it to go crazy. And then I'm going to just line it up. Speak of the devil, here comes the little booger now. There, a note for you. I love, 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 love these curved sentiments. They are so cute. Does he love me and my cards? I am assuming he loves me, I'm not so certain how much he loves my cards and all of the accoutrements that go with it. I'm not sure what he thought when he came home and discovered that I had annexed 1/3 of the living room for my crafting area. And I know that he cringes whenever Visa sends him the, oh, Mary's just made another purchase on me at Stampin' Up. But, you know, he's going to be okay. He'll be okay. If I win that cruise next year, he'll have to tell me, Mary, that card making, that is the bomb diggity. We're going to Alaska on Stampin' Up's time. So there is the card front, and now we're going to make the inside. And just a reminder what that looks like. I left it blank, and I used another one of the stickers and a little more of the DSP. So here we go. Hey, Vinny. Do you guys get the horses all done? Yeah, okay. All right, so first I am going to put my sticker across here before I make the error of putting it on my mat before I want it on my mat. And we'll use this kind of sticker. All right. Now, the trick is to get it, I want it kind of low. Mostly I want it really straight. So that looks pretty straight from my angle. We're going to pretend it is. Alaska, that is right. That is right. Yes, that would be awesome if you could go with us, Karen. That would be awesome. Okay, and then I just trimmed the ends of that, as I'm quite sure that you just saw me doing. I should not have had to, I just shouldn't have even explained that. Now I'm going to take my little piece of DSP that I have waiting, and I am going to do this the same way I do my envelope flaps, okay? So, I'm just going to, am I in the camera? Yeah. Let's move this out the way. I got too much crap again. My husband says that too. Mary, you have too much crap. Okay, so I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue down here on this bottom section, like a yay. And then I'm going to line the straight edge of my DSP up with the bottom of the gold sticker line. Give it a little burnish. And then I'm going to trim it. Now, obviously, you could get your ruler out and you could do some measuring, but this works too, and it is way more likely to fit when you do it like so. Also, it gives you a chance to test your fussy cutting skill. Boom, like that. All right, now we'll snail it to its mat. I keep saying snail. In fact, I'm using fast fuse, as you can tell. Don't forget your check mark and your check mark. See, if you put that to music, it would be rocking. Alrighty. Now let me fix that. I don't like that right there. See, sometimes I get a little head up. I tell you I'm not getting head up, and then look, I get head up. And then I'll say, it's only paper, and then I get head up again. Jeez. Alright, that's okay. Alright, we'll get this adhered. And then we're going to fold our basic black cardstock. Yeah, Karen, sometimes it is a lot easier whenever I try to measure it and then cut it, to do like okay, so to be honest, this is the first time I've made this kind of a, and that's not terribly straight right there, but I'll get over it. This is the first time I've used a sticker and then put a strip like that. If I was making a mat and a strip, I would in fact measure it and cut it prior, and then I would probably adhere the DSP to my mat and then the whole stack to the card front. But doing it like this, where I want it right up, butted up against the edge of the card base, or the card panel, the Whisper White cardstock panel, then I do think it's actually easier. I just didn't do a very accurate job right there. So, you know. Alright, so we folded our card base. We'll give it a little burnish along the fold and pull out Mr. Fast Fuse again. Alrighty. I love how that Melon Mambo pops against the basic black. That's just, I really do like that a lot. And then we're going to take the card front and we're going to pop it on with dimensionals, as you probably guessed. Hey you guys, there is like 4 days left. Wait, yes, 4 days left before the new catalog comes out. Yay! And guess what's in the new catalog? Mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Yay! That's so awesome. No, Karen, that is correct. My cards will never fall apart when I'm using Fast Fuse. That is a true thing. And boy, I'll tell you what, you don't want to have to take it apart if you screw it up. So it's doable, but it's not easy. You guys know the heat tool trick, right? If you stick something down that you don't mean to, you can go back with your heat tool and you can heat up the adhesive, and then it will help you get that pride back off. But the best bet is to just not put it where you don't want it, because Fast Fuse sticks. Alright, and here we go with this. Boom. Like so. Isn't that pretty? It's a good color combination. I don't know. I was playing with the Freshly Elegant card challenge over at the Card Concept, and they had this room, a room I would never live in because it's too pink and too girly. Very pretty. Wouldn't look good with Australian Shepherd hair and black cat hair all over it. Very pretty, but just not my kind of room. But that was kind of the inspiration for the pink flowers and the gold touches. And then the heel of the shoe was kind of a Melon Mambo color. And then there was some bookends on the bookshelf that they were black with an Eiffel Tower. So I just pulled the black out. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. All right, so let's quick like a bunny whip up an envelope. And we're going to do that very similar to how we did the inside. I try to do that as much as I can to kind of make everything a cohesive mix. So I'll take another piece of the gold strip. And let's not fool ourselves here. This one is a little bit trickier to do because it goes all the way across, and so you kind of have to get it perfect. Oh, perfect. Oh. Close enough for government work, and I'm a government worker, so I can say that. Kathy, the Tombow Mono, are you talking about this multi-purpose? This is very good glue, and yes, it is very forgiving if you get to it quick enough. If it dries, it's pretty stout, but you can still use the heat tool method. Alright, so we're going to put a little more. Let me make sure I keep enough for my, yeah. Alright, so this is the same thing. Thank you very much, Sherry. Robbie, this will be a great graduation card. Great graduation card. Okay. I'm thinking, you know, for that, let me just tell you how to make your card, Robbie, okay? I would be using Life is Beautiful on the front for her, and then Enjoy Today on the inside. But that's just me. That's what I would do. Okay, enough of me telling you how to make your card. Okay, so I did not put this back in my... Okay, here we go. This is going to do it, I know. Okay. Very lightly with the glue, or it will be everywhere. Y'all, there's a tired puppy underneath my desk. It's very hard being the teacher's pet. Alright, and then just line that up. Try not to move the other piece with your big old finger, Mary. Okay. Give it a little rub. And then here we go. A little more fussy cutting. Yeah, they might. Actually, I have a whole stack of stamps in my drawer. And so I weigh everything, and I usually put my own postage on it. So I usually measure it. I figure my postage with USPS.com, and then I sometimes will add 5 or 6 cents to it just to be sure. There we go. Close enough. Have to be a little careful on this, or you end up cutting the bottom of the envelope, which is a little bit counterproductive. Doesn't really matter how much you seal the top of the envelope. If the bottom is open, it tends to slide right out. Okay, there's the front, and then we will fix our envelope flap in the same exact manner. I was going to make great-granddaughter's grad card today and did some yard work instead. Glad I waited. Yes, it would be a great card, and you probably needed to do your yard work. That's what we did this morning, although it wasn't the yard exactly. My plan, was to go to Costco today, which is an event now that it's moved. I was going to go to Costco and make it back just in time to go to obedience school, but then we decided that it was time to clean out the hay stall, and that was a job in itself. And so by the time I got done with that, it was time to make a card. And I just really didn't even want to go to Costco. So, you know, I didn't. I made a card that you'll see tomorrow. Alrighty. Here we go. I had something I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Clean the this feed stall. So we put a big old round bale in one of our stalls, and round bale of hay, and we feed off of that. And it lasts a long time because we're only feeding it to the girls. And they spend most of their nights outside eating from another round bale. So every time we put the new bale in, we have to clean out all the old hay. Well, I haven't done that in the last few times. Yes, I have my little, Kathy, I have my little bowl here, and they were upside down in there, but then as I got busy yakking and talking and working, I didn't put it back. So there's that. Anyway, we had about 3 bales worth of old crap hay to get out of that room today, and it was a miserable nightmare. So anyway, I did not do it. All right, so there you go, ladies, is our card. Suitable for any girly girl, I think. Inside, and the matching envelope. Now remember, this is the Fresh Florals DSP, and I'm fixing to offer a bundle. It's only going to be available for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but you'll be able to get a full stack of this, and ink pads, and refills, and cardstock, and the Stampin' Write markers. Alrighty, so be watching for that. I do certainly appreciate y'all spending a little time with me tonight, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.